This video discusses emotional abuse and sensitive childhood experiences. Please continue only if you feel safe and comfortable. What if the most painful words you ever heard didn't come from strangers, but from the people who were supposed to protect you? Parents shape the foundation of who we become, and sometimes, without realizing it, their words leave invisible scars. Welcome to Human Decode. Today, we're uncovering 8 toxic things some parents say, how they rewire the brain, affect our adult relationships, and how you can begin to break the cycle. First step, attacking their appearance. Phrases like, "You're too fat," or "Your nose is ugly." Comments like these teach a child that love is conditional, that it's based on appearance. Studies show that body shaming from parents is one of the leading causes of low self-esteem and even eating disorders later in life. It plants a seed of doubt that says, "Am I lovable just as I am?" Number 2, shaming their behavior. Have you ever heard, "Why are you so weird?" Or "Can't you just act normal for once?" Children believe what their parents say, especially when they're young. Instead of correcting a specific behavior, this kind of shame teaches them, "I am fundamentally wrong just for being me." This often blossoms into social anxiety in adulthood, making it hard to feel comfortable in your own skin. Third, and this one is incredibly painful, is regretting their existence. Words like, "I regret having you," or "My life would be so much better without you." These words don't just hurt, they erase a child's entire sense of belonging. Many adults who heard this as children find themselves battling depression, a persistent guilt for simply existing, or a constant, nagging fear of being unwanted by others. Number 4, making them feel like a burden. Saying things like, "You cost me too much," or "I'm so tired of having to take care of you." Children who hear this learn to make themselves small. They learn to stay quiet, hide their needs, and apologize for everything. Even as adults, they often struggle to ask for help or set healthy boundaries because they've been taught that their needs are an inconvenience. At number 5, we have constant comparison. Why can't you be more like your brother? Look at your friend, other kids are so much better than you. Comparison doesn't motivate, it crushes. It tells a child they'll never be good enough no matter how hard they try. It also has the devastating effect of turning siblings into rivals instead of teammates, creating friction that can last a lifetime. Number 6 is verbal abuse disguised as brutal honesty. Things like, "You're useless," or "You'll never make it in life." These aren't just words. They sink deep into a child's subconscious and become their inner voice. Psychologists call this internalized criticism, and it follows them into adulthood, sabotaging their confidence and self-worth every step of the way. Next, number 7, threatening to leave. Statements like, "Keep acting like this and I'll leave you," or "One day I'm just going to disappear." These threats create deep abandonment wounds. Adults carrying this trauma often feel a sense of panic when a partner pulls away, a friend doesn't text back immediately, or they sense even the slightest distance in a relationship. And finally, number 8, empty promises. "I promise we'll go to the park tomorrow," but tomorrow never comes. Consistently broken promises teach a child that love is unreliable and that people can't be trusted. As adults, they may find it incredibly difficult to trust anyone fully, always waiting for the other shoe to drop, unable to feel secure in their relationships. So, if you heard these words growing up, you know the damage doesn't just stay in childhood. As an adult, you may find yourself apologizing for everything, even when it's not your fault. You might struggle to trust people, always suspicious of their motives. Maybe you feel guilty for resting, or even just for having basic needs. And perhaps you live with a constant fear of abandonment or rejection. But here is the most important truth, the one no one told you back then. You are not broken. You were shaped by your environment, and anything that can be shaped can be reshaped. Healing starts the moment you recognize that it was never your fault. It continues when you set small boundaries, even if your voice shakes as you do it. It grows when you talk about it, whether that's with a therapist, through journaling, or by confiding in safe, trusted people. And it blossoms when you finally learn to speak to yourself with the kindness, and compassion you needed to hear as a child. You can't rewrite your childhood, but you absolutely can choose how your story continues from this day forward. If this video made you feel seen, please know you are not alone in this. Share this so that someone else might finally find the words to understand their own pain. And subscribe to Human Decode, where we uncover the psychology behind being human, and always remind you that healing is possible. Thank you for watching.